Welcome to Stimulus Wealth Today. For months, headlines and online conversations have circulated claims about a dramatic $1,100 monthly raise for seniors, SSI, and SSDI recipients in 2026. Many Americans who depend on these benefits have been eager to know if such a large increase is real. After all, Social Security programs are the foundation of income for millions of retired workers, disabled individuals, and low-income seniors. The idea of an extra $1,100 each month sounds like life-changing relief, especially in an economy where the cost of housing, food, and healthcare continues to rise. But the truth is different from the rumor. Congress has not approved a $1,100 monthly increase in Social Security, SSI, or SSDI benefits for the year 2026. Instead, what is expected is the standard annual cost of living adjustment, known as COLA. This adjustment is tied to inflation and ensures that benefits rise slightly each year so that purchasing power does not shrink. For 2026, early projections suggest that COLA will be about 2.7%. That means the average Social Security beneficiary would likely see an increase of around $54 per month, not $1,100. This difference between the rumor and the fact is important. While it may feel disappointing to those hoping for a major boost, it also gives us the chance to examine how Social Security works, what COLA really does, and why so many seniors are struggling to keep up with expenses. By exploring the reality, we can better understand the ongoing debates about whether bigger reforms are needed. Social Security is the most widely known program, supporting retired workers and their dependents. Funded by payroll taxes, it provides a monthly check to those who have paid into the system throughout their working years. Supplemental Security Income, or SSI, is a separate program designed for low-income seniors and people with disabilities who have limited resources. SSDI, or Social Security Disability Insurance, is for individuals who became disabled and can no longer work, but who also paid into Social Security during their careers. Together, these programs serve tens of millions of Americans. For many recipients, benefits are the primary or only source of income. That is why rumors of a massive $1,100 monthly raise sparked so much interest. The reality is that benefits are modest. In 2025, the average Social Security retirement benefit is about $2,006 per month. SSI payments for individuals are much lower, averaging a few $100s monthly. SSDI payments vary depending on work history, but often hover around $1,400 to $1,500 per month. These amounts are meant to cover basic needs, but for many households, they are not enough to keep up with today's rising costs. That's why beneficiaries look closely at each year's COLA adjustment and why exaggerated claims of a huge raise get so much attention. The cost of living adjustment is the key factor that determines how much benefits increase each year. The Social Security Administration calculates it by looking at the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, CPIW, measured in the third quarter of each year. If inflation is higher, the COLA is larger. If inflation is lower, the COLA is smaller. For 2026, projections suggest that COLA will be around 2.7%. While the exact number will not be announced until October 2025, early estimates are widely reported by policy groups and financial analysts. With this adjustment, the average Social Security check of $2,006 per month would rise by about $54. Over the course of a year, that equals roughly $650 extra. This is a far cry from a $1,100 monthly increase, but it is still a positive change. It ensures that benefits keep pace with inflation, at least partially. However, because many seniors spend a large portion of their income on items like housing, prescription drugs, and utilities areas where costs often rise faster than general inflation, the COLA does not always feel like enough. One important factor that affects how much beneficiaries actually feel from COLA is the cost of Medicare Part B premiums. Most Social Security recipients are automatically enrolled in Medicare, and their premiums are deducted directly from their checks. In 2026, those premiums are projected to rise by about $21.50 per month. That means the average senior who receives a $54 increase may actually see less than $30 in net new income. For someone living on a tight budget, the difference between the headline increase and the real increase can be disappointing. This is another reason why rumors of a $1,100 monthly raise gained so much traction. People are hoping for a breakthrough that finally delivers meaningful relief. It is worth asking how the idea of a $1,100 monthly raise became so widespread. Part of the reason is that there have been proposals and discussions in Congress and advocacy campaigns calling for larger increases in Social Security benefits. For example, some lawmakers have argued for boosting minimum benefits, expanding SSI, or changing the way COLA is calculated to better reflect seniors' spending patterns. These ideas often appear in the news or in social media posts. Over time, they can be misinterpreted or exaggerated. A proposal for a one-time payment might be misreported as a permanent raise. A discussion of long-term reforms may be twisted into a claim that something has already been approved. In this environment, the phrase "Congress confirms $1,100 raise" can spread cues, ickly even when it is not accurate. For beneficiaries who are struggling, it is easy to see why they would want such a claim to be true. Many seniors are dealing with higher rents, rising food costs, and medical bills that outpace their fixed income. An extra $1,100 each month would indeed transform their lives. Unfortunately, that kind of sweeping change has not been approved by lawmakers. Although it is not happening, it is useful to imagine the impact of a real $1,100 monthly raise. For the average Social Security recipient, this would nearly double their benefits, moving them from about $2,000 per month to over $3,000. For SSI beneficiaries, it would mean moving closer to a livable income instead of being trapped below the poverty line. Such a raise would lift millions of seniors out of poverty almost overnight. It would allow people to afford better housing, nutrition, and medical care. It would reduce reliance on food banks and state aid programs. At the same time, it would come with a massive price tag for the federal government. Social Security already makes up a large share of the federal budget, and increasing payments by $100 per person each month would require either raising taxes, borrowing more, or reshaping other spending priorities. That tension between the needs of beneficiaries and the costs of the system is at the heart of the ongoing policy debate in Washington. While many lawmakers support modest expansions of benefits, a huge raise like $1,100 per month is unlikely without major reform of the entire system. Whether or not Congress passes bold changes, it is clear that seniors and people with disabilities face serious financial challenges. Housing costs have risen dramatically in many parts of the country. Prescription drug prices, while beginning to see reforms under new federal laws, remain a burden. Long-term care, such as assisted living, or home health aides, is unaffordable for many households. At the same time, fewer workers today have pensions, and personal savings often fall short of expectations. That leaves Social Security as the central safety net. The program was never designed to be the sole source of income, but for millions of people, it has become just that. This reality is why the COLA matters so much, and why rumors of larger raises capture so much attention. Looking ahead, there are active discussions in Congress about the future of Social Security. Some lawmakers propose raising payroll taxes on higher-income workers to strengthen the trust fund. Others want to increase benefits for those at the bottom of the income scale. There are also debates about whether the COLA formula should be adjusted to reflect the specific spending patterns of older Americans, such as the cost of medical care and housing. While none of these proposals guarantee an immediate $1,100 raise, they do show that there is recognition in Washington that the current system may not be enough. As the population ages and more people rely on Social Security, the pressure to reform and expand benefits will continue to grow. The most important step for beneficiaries is to rely on official announcements from the Social Security Administration, SSA. Each October, the SSA announces the exact COLA for the following year. Information about SSI, SSDI, and retirement benefits is available directly from the agency. This is the best way to avoid being misled by rumors or exaggerated claims. It is also important to follow updates on Medicare, since premiums and coverage changes can directly affect how much of the COLA increase seniors actually get to keep. Advocacy groups like the Senior Citizens League also provide useful estimates and updates throughout the year. Disclaimer: this script is for informational and educational purposes only. It is based on publicly available data and projections regarding Social Security, SSI, and SSDI benefits. At the time of writing, Congress has not approved a $1,100 monthly increase for beneficiaries in 2026. The only confirmed adjustments are cost of living increases, COLA, which are determined annually by the Social Security Administration and officially announced each October. Viewers and readers should always verify benefit information directly through official sources such as the Social Security Administration, SSA.gov, and Medicare.gov. This content should not be taken as financial advice or as confirmation of any legislative action.